Yes, we are live.
Hello, hello, and happy Friday. How you guys doing? It is the pop-up stage duo. I am Meg, and of course, my co-host Darren Tay from An Honest Mistake. How's it going? How's your Friday coming along? Happy MCO Day 3.
Day
Yeah.
three, yeah, man. You know what? Like MCO, no MCO is the same, lah. You know,
I also feel like it's
20
the same.
yeah, 2021 is just a continued 2020. You know, nothing
Absolutely.
different.
Absolutely, absolutely. But of course, the difference is this time it's only like,
It's only
selected
2 weeks.
states and three federal territories, whereas the rest of the states are not under
Yeah,
MCO. You know what I mean?
yeah, but the thing is, I'm quite sure that it's gonna be extended at the end of the day. You know, like yesterday, like considering like KL, you know, we're already on like full lockdown, right? But
Yeah.
cases still 3,000. You know, so
Yeah.
I something that I really just don't get.
To be
Um,
honest, I'm actually very worried with the numbers because yesterday we hit like the highest number ever.
yeah. So like, you know, initially it was like, oh, thousand something highest, you know, 2,000 something, and 3,000 something, and then now it's just constantly going up. You know, so I am
Absolutely.
kind of glad that we are in like we're on a lockdown. You know, just to really curb the cases. I mean,
Absolutely.
a lot of people are taking it lightly, you know, but I guess you know when you kena already, when you die already, too late. Okay, I mean, I'll just be
Okay.
straight up lah.
On the other side, touch wood lah, that should happen to you. But we hope that you will be safe, stay safe at home, work from home as much as you can, and only go out when you need to lah. Okay, let's just try and abide to all the SOPs and keep each other safe. Because as much as we are happy that we're safe at home, we also want you to be safe too. All right.
Yep, that
So
is
this
true.
is Pop-Up Stage where we bring you new releases every Friday. And as of 2021, we've introduced two new segments, which is a bulletin board at the start of the show and pop-up picks at the end of the show. And in between is, of course,
Okay.
our interviews.
Yeah.
So on our bulletin board, Darren, what do we have
Yes, on
today?
our bulletin board today, we have some very, very cool new tracks. Okay.
Mm.
So I'm always, checking out and looking out for new tracks to play and, you know, new artists to discover. And I actually discovered one new artist and it's really quite interesting. But before I play that, I'll play another song first. This is Irina Namara's brand new track. It's called Stuck in Stockholm. Very nice intro. It's very synth based, you know, like it's got like the weekend kind of vibe. The new the weekend.
The weekend.
The new the weekend.
We were two lonely strangers. The day we met, I wasn't looking for love, but
Feels like
I
a
fell
Roxette
into
song, you
a
know what I
trap of believing a man who was hiding behind a mask put a gun to my head. These days I tremble with fear. I should cry for help, but you're so good at convincing me that you're not bad. Well, I could just
We'll just
escape.
play a little bit longer.
Instead, I
Let it
settle
hit the
for
chorus
the
a bit.
pain, and I stay hoping you change one day. Now, baby, take a look what you've done to me. You brought the pain in my heart. I'm there.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there.
Very nice. I think
Right?
this song is based on the Stockholm syndrome, where it's like you get kidnapped or you
And then
taken.
you fall in love with the kidnapper.
Yeah, it's not fall in love, but you somehow get brainwashed into thinking that what the person did to you is okay. So there is a deeper story to it. Hopefully we can speak to her, but it is a very interesting sound for Irina, though. It's very
Yeah,
different.
I mean it's different because like all the previous releases were very acoustic based, you know.
Yes.
Of course, she had that remix, not remix, but that collab track with Crazy,
Hmm.
you know. So I guess you know it's kind of like going into that, like transitioning from acoustic to more of an electronic sound.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, I think it's cool. I think you know it definitely shows maturity. Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
so talking about new artists, I just discovered this artist today. She goes by the name of Cherry's Kink or Cherry Skink. I'm not sure, but
Skink as in the animal with the blue tongue.
Isn't that
The
skunk?
reptile with the blue tongue.
Oh, skink? Oh, I
Skink.
don't know. Yeah, but let's listen to the track. It's really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna just skip to the chorus.
I hold you right like no one has before.
So this is like Irina like before.
Yeah.
Night, it's ours to discover. You're a star in the open sky that I pray for every night.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. So it goes into like this electronic, and then you can hear like water and trees.
Lay with me.
I like it. I like it. I mean, the lo-fi vibe, lah. You know, for some strange reason, right? Like everybody's been doing the whole lo-fi thing. You know, like back, like super slow beats and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and that's pretty cool.
Very nice.
I don't know. Mac,
It'd be
what-
nice to have her on the show though to speak about it because
Yeah,
we don't really know how to even pronounce her name, whether it's Sherry Skink or Sherry Skink. So let's
Yeah.
get her on the show someday. So what's
Yeah.
our third song for bulletin board?
Yeah, so the third one, I mean, talking about transitioning, this is, I feel, a very big transition. This is Hira's brand new track. It's called Feel Alive. I'm gonna jump into the chorus as well. And she started off as an acoustic thing. I guess she's still doing it, but let's just listen to this track because this is not like very acoustic based.
Things are right. No one's gonna make it fine. Happiness lies inside. Without abandoning those by your side, 'cause only then you'll feel alive.
See that whole synth again, that 80s vibe. Everybody's doing that now, which is great.
Emotions might go to blame game. Second outing.
So different.
Yeah. I heard a little bit of Celine Dion.
But her voice does have that little bit of a crisp,
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be it. But I would have to say that, coming from Irina to Hira, it is a lot of maturity. It is a lot of progression in the type of music that they've produced back then and now. It's so nice to see. But having said that, on the 80s vibe, I think it's just coming back. Like 80s were the best times of music anyway. So
That's true. I agree. 80s had the best of everything. I mean, like you had like the dance stuff, you had the funk stuff. And for me, 80s rock is, for me, the biggest lah. I grew up on that kind of stuff. Like my brother, obviously, all the guitar gods came from the 80s. I mean, there's a new breed now for sure. But the old school ones came from the 80s lah. And we can't deny.
of course.
This was. I just wish I lived in the 80s, like for at least like a day. Then I can.
Were you even born in the 80s? Just curious.
I was
No.
born 86. So,
Okay.
but
So
I mean, I
ending
didn't
of 80s
live
lah.
throughout that
Yeah.
era as a teenager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'cause I would have loved to live through the 80s, like 78 to like 92 lah. As a teenager.
Yeah.
I think that was the best era for 80s glam rock.
Correct.
And-
And I think that's the best time to see the progression in music as well. So you
Yeah.
start with the 78s where you've got your disco and then you've got your, the 80s punk and stuff like that. So it's a very nice timeline to be growing up as a teenager. Absolutely. I would have to agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So there you go. Our bulletin board for this afternoon. We brought you 3 new songs. One from Irina. The other one is from Cherry Skink. Sherry or Cherry? Yeah, Sherry kan?
I
And the-
guess Cherry, yeah.
Okay, and the other one is Hira. All 3 females. We'll try and add a male next week. But with Hira's track of Feeling Alive, I think it's time for us to bring on our first artist of Pop-Up Stage
Oh, yeah.
today. And she just dropped a track. It's hot off the oven. Today itself on the 15th of January, and her track is also called Alive. So let's bring on the beautiful Bichu.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the release.
Thank you. I feel like I just gave birth. I mean, no comparison to real mamas, of course, but you know.
Your music baby lah. You just gave birth
Yeah,
to
my music baby.
Did it take 9 months?
No, this one was like almost 1/3 of the time. It was such a last minute thing. So Levi's music project put out a call for submissions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually wrote this for that, and the submissions came out. I think the call came out. I think a month, 2 months before the deadline.
Mhm.
And then I sat there going, yeah, I'm going to submit something. And then I wrote, and then 1 day passed, 1 week passed, 1 month passed, sampai the night before the deadline. And I was like, I think I don't have anything lah.
Oh no.
And I kind of made, it was a quite kind of sad moment, but I made peace in my heart. I said, you know what, maybe it's just not meant to be. I have to let go. Then I let go. Then I went to sleep lah. And that night I had a dream that I was back in my childhood home in the kampung in Penang, and I was sitting at my childhood desk and I was writing the song. So once I woke up, I ran downstairs and I banged something out. And this is like 12 hours before the deadline. I texted Melina, who is my collaborator and arranger. I sent it to her. I said, Mel, I know you don't have a lot of time. If you can do something, great. If cannot, it's okay. I already made peace with the fact that I cannot submit anything. And 24 minutes before the deadline, she sent me back a demo.
Oh, really?
And I was
The
just
rest
like,
is history.
yeah. Well, Levi's didn't select the song lah.
Yeah.
But I felt so strongly about this song that I decided in, I think, early November that, you know what, I need to put this out. So we recorded end of November and first week of December, and then now in January, voila, you have the
Wow,
song.
that was really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess when things just come together, it just happens.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, like, because it was unplanned, I didn't actually have the budget to do this.
Mm.
And there were times when I'm looking at the numbers and thinking to myself, like, what am I doing? But as the days go by, the more I work on it, the more I meet the people I'm working with, and the more we talk, and I just know I did the right thing lah. It was the right decision. Yeah.
Well, it definitely is. I mean, because it's a track that sounds great. It's definitely you, and you can, I mean, it's your signature lah, cannot run on lah. So I thought it, when I first heard the intro itself, I was like, wow, this is cool, man. Yeah.
I know,
Oh,
right?
you liked it from the intro itself?
Yeah. And to hear, the story how it came about, and then like how you had a dream and all that, it's really a sign that you needed to do it, Like, and those are the best kinds of songs. Like, you wake up like 2-3 o'clock, cannot go back to sleep, and then after that you just write some stuff, and then like, wow, it's a great song. Yeah. So this is kind of like that story, and I'm sure you have more of how most of your songs came about that way.
Yeah, they all are very personal to me. They are all a very honest reflection of whatever I'm going through at the moment. And the crazy thing is, I don't know if you remember my song Nowness that I released in 2019 November.
Mm-hmm.
I actually wrote that song in 2010.
Yes.
Right.
And I didn't do anything with it until 2019. But the sentiments in that song I never felt like I was singing an old song, because it captures so much a part of my truth, that it will always resonate. And yeah.
There's always a story behind your song. So that's the brilliant part of it. But I want to know, how does the song connect to that dream of yours, growing up, or your childhood? What's the story? What was it in that dream that really made you write the song?
I never really thought about it from that angle, but now that you're mentioning it, and I'm like, my childhood memories all flashing back. that desk where I sat at, my childhood desk, my mom actually built us a really low, child-friendly desk that ran along one side of the wall, and on it was a radio that my dad bought my brother for his 5th birthday, but he said it's supposed to be for both of us lah, to share. And that's also where my dad's collection of cassettes were. And that's where I got my love of music from. I used to play his cassettes like on repeat every single day, sang along to them, completely missed the 80s of my childhood because I wasn't listening to the 80s radio, but cassettes from the 60s and 70s. So, I'm ashamed to tell you, but if you're talking to me about stuff like Michael Jackson, Madonna, I'm like, okay, I miss that whole era.
So you went back all the way to like the Bee Gees and stuff, huh?
Not so much the Bee Gees, but bands like Peter, Paul and Mary, the Brothers
Wow.
Four, like just really acoustic, harmony-rich musicians, and I can definitely trace my love of harmonies to that. So now that you're asking me such a specific question, I think that memory must have anchored me there somehow, to my childhood love of music.
Brilliant. I'm glad that it brought you back there to think of how that inspired the song today. So the one that you and Melina produced 24 minutes before you submitted, how is that different to the one we're listening to now on the 15th of January? Did you make any changes or is it as it is?
Okay. The major and biggest and most significant change was I told Melina, I think this song needs live instruments. And that's when the budget went up. Because when you're recording live instruments, you pay sessionists and the studio time really like triples.
Yes.
But I just felt so strongly this song needs to have live instruments. And I think the people who have listened to the demo and people who are listening to this version now, the energy, you cannot replicate that. You cannot fake it,
Sure.
Yeah.
So I have a question, because like when you sent the demo to Melina, what was it that you sent to her? Did you just send her like your vocal melody and then she built like the music?
Yes, I sent her vocal melody, I sent her lyrics, and I gave her a very specific reference. I said, like, I think my song, I want it to sound like this. And so this is what Melina does with all my songs, okay? Literally, sometimes I think I am enough. I just send her like claps and my melody, and I gave her references, and then she gave me back whatever you hear the song now. So people don't realize that that's why I talk her up so much. I say like, this is a collaborative effort. It's not just me.
That is true. So for like viewers or listeners, if you guys are watching, like Melina is an amazing musician. She can do everything. She can sing so well. She can play bass. She can play the guitar. And she is also in a legendary band called Tempered Mental. So, definitely go check it out because their music will blow your mind.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think one of the greatest gifts Melina has is like she actually listens to you. Some people, when you work with them, they have such a strong personality that whatever you do sounds like them. But if you look at Melina's work, like I know she also did Reza Saleh's new EP. She and Mia Palencia also have like this new Lady Carnivale project. She also works sometimes with Anna Chong. Anna Chong's new EP, which hasn't been released, is also with Melina. If you listen to all of them, they all sound like the artist.
Exactly.
Not like,
you're right.
and that is a very rare and intuitive gift that I can't stress enough because it's something to work with someone who sees you.
Absolutely.
So when she gives me back my songs, I feel like, Melina, how did you understand me so well? How did you know? Yeah.
It takes a special person to identify that, and give you what you're looking for, So she definitely is a gem, and she definitely has a talent for that. Yeah, absolutely. So if you're watching, welcome to Pop Up Stage. If you have any questions that you'd like to, forward to Beat You, you can do so. Just type it in the comment section. If you'd like to congratulate her on her new release, you are more than welcome to do that on the comment section as well. We're talking about Beat You's latest single. It's called Alive. It just dropped this very day, today itself. Okay. So, what was the work process like? We know that you work with Melina. You enjoy working with her as well. Who else did you work with? Because you mentioned, live music, right? A live band.
So obviously, I went back to my band, Nish, Ryan, Shaky Shaky, and Jude to play the keys, drums, bass, and guitar. It just so happened the song had all of them. And we also brought in Q Sound on trombone and Bob Resnikov on trumpet.
Nice.
Right.
So those
All-star
two.
lineup lah.
I like to think so. And don't forget our recording engineer, mixing engineer, and mastering engineer is the also legendary himself, Rozan,
Wow.
who returned back to Malaysia after I think 15 years in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rozan.
and
Good.
you're right. I did have an all-star lineup. Yeah.
It is a brilliant song indeed, and it's truly a Beat You song when it touches your heart and when it makes you feel alive. As much as the song title is alive, it does make you feel alive when you listen to it. Now, I want to ask you, how relevant do you feel this track is, especially in this current situation?
When MCO hit and Emergency hit, I the first two lines of the song where I say when it seems like the world is falling down, all I feel is nothing. I am numb. I kind of went back there a little bit and I told myself, you know what, play your song. So I listened to my song on repeat a couple of times just to remind, it's almost you got to practice what you preach. Don't just write shit, expect people to listen and then you don't listen, you don't take your own advice. So it really did make me feel better. and I, not that I want to inflict MCO and Emergency on anyone, but it did make me think my song really couldn't have come at a better time.
Absolutely.
I genuinely, if I myself, the creator of this song, need my own song, I'm just thinking how many other people out there also need it, and that makes me feel once more that I made the right decision. This song had to come out to the world.
Nice, very nice. Okay, we're looking at the comment section. We've got Robin Wong who says he's been looping Alive all day today. Awesomeness Beat You. That's wonderful. We've also got Ariana Bueller who says, love your song Alive Beat You, just like I love everything you create. Congratulations. Aw, so much love coming from the audience. Thank you so much for all your messages. I think for those of you who've not heard her song just yet, we're going to give you a little sneak peek of Alive right here on Pop Up Stage.
Gotta find your very own miracles. When it gets too much, all you do is stop, pause, breathe. I wanna be alive. I wanna be alive. From the top of my head to the tip of my toes, I'm alive.
I like the part where you say you just got to stop, pause and breathe. Yeah, because many times we don't do that, right? When we're overwhelmed, we just do other things that makes us even more overwhelmed. So I think 2021 would be a good time to do that for ourselves, especially since we're all at home, due to the restrictions. So let's stop a little bit more, pause a little bit more, and just breathe for a little while more.
I last year already stopped lah. March last year. I took a very long pause.
Well, technically, that's not really true, Darren. You've been up to a lot. So within that 1 year, you've done quite a lot as well. So, Vichu, what are your hopes for Alive?
Oh, I hope that whoever's listening, if it's like resonates with you, then please send it to someone who you love, and just keep that sharing going. I think there's nothing quite as powerful as word of mouth, and
Absolutely.
and we all have a small circle of trusted friends who always know like your opinion can be counted on. So I would super appreciate it if it resonates with you. If it doesn't do anything for you, then it's okay. I don't want I don't need anyone to feel like obligated to do this, but really if it touches you somehow, then please help me share it. Yeah.
And where is your song available right now?
It is currently available on Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music, Tidal, KKBox, Deezer, and actually a lot more digital platforms that I've never heard of. So I figured, never mind, I'll tell you the important ones.
Jukes.
Yeah.
Jukes, very
Oh, yeah.
important. Jukes.
I think
Yeah.
Juice got. I think
Yes,
so.
got.
Yeah. And
Okay, so yeah.
sorry. The music video, we've also just finished it,
Nice.
and it's gonna be
Yay.
dropping on YouTube as a premiere on Monday, January 25th at 8 p.m.
Nice. I was just gonna ask you, is there a music video to follow suit? Because I think all your tracks previously have a music video, right?
I Am Enough didn't have one, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So this music video, we did of course, home quarantine style video and got a lot of contributions from volunteers. Like I put out a call on social media, say, hey, I'm doing a music video. If you want to participate, just drop me a line. And I think within one day I had to close submissions because we got like a lot of contributions, and
Very nice.
I've watched it 20 times already.
Wow. Okay.
Did you edit the video yourself, or
Oh,
did somebody
no. So the great thing about, Mac, you talking earlier about collaborators. The
Yep.
person who designed my artwork, her name is Olivia, and she's based in Malaysia, but I met her in Osaka.
Nice.
And she just DM'd me and say, hey, if you want to release your single, I'll be happy to design your artwork. And then Hani and Nazri of Groundhouse Media, she also texted me and DM'd me and said, like, if you ever want to do a video, we are here. So
Aw.
I'm so grateful that they both reached out to me, because I'm actually a little shy. So sometimes I don't venture out of my circle to ask people if they'd like to work with me. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Olivia and Hani and Nazri did, because now my artwork is beautiful. Can I say that
Yeah.
myself? Like, my artwork is gorgeous, and the music video is also like,
Now we can't wait to see it, because the way you describe it is like we have to see it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be dropping on the 25th of January, correct?
on
Okay.
YouTube. If
10 more
nothing else, it will definitely make you smile.
Okay. That's brilliant. That's enough, I think. That's enough. Okay, so it's time for us to play our little game called What's on Our Mind. So we've only got 3 questions.
Okay.
So if you're ready, let's start. Darren?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay, easy. What to you is the meaning of being alive?
Being grateful.
All right. Number
Okay.
2, when you're all down and out, what's the best pickup anyone can give Pichu?
Buy me a good meal.
Chop through Malaysian.
Karen,
Oh, not just through Malaysian, through Penang night.
Through
Makan.
Penang Night, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Last question. When you're about to give up, what is the one song that has been able to give you that motivation to keep on going?
Wow. Okay, this is gonna sound super narcissistic lah, but it's worked. My old song, Bright Veins, because
Okay.
the chorus keeps going, everything will be okay, right? So yeah, I'm terrible lah. I'm the kind of person who listens to their own songs.
Okay.
Please don't. Hey, it's fine. It's fine to admit that. You're just
Yeah.
being real, because Very
And I
nice.
think it's completely okay because you work so hard on the song, and once it becomes, the best product that you can produce, I think it's fair enough. It's your right to say yes. I want to listen to my own song. So yeah,
Nice of
it's
you to
fine.
say that.
All right, so Bichu, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Any last words from you for all our viewers this afternoon?
I will say, no matter how difficult things are, I hope you discover or rediscover the little joys of living.
Nice. Very nice. So with that, I want to say thank you once again. I'm going to wish you all the best, and we can't wait for your music video to drop on the 25th as well. In the meantime, you take care and stay
Thank
safe.
you. Thank you, guys. Mwah. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. Bye-bye. So there you go, Vichu with a live. Don't forget to go stream her song on all your streaming platforms. And well, I hope you're pretty much alive this Friday afternoon as well.
There's a line that I really like from. I mean, obviously, Bichu's song is great. A lot of very personalized like lyrics and very beautifully written. But talking about alive, the question that we asked, what is the meaning of being alive? There's a band that I really like called Killswitch Engage, and they have one song called Alive or Just Breathing. So if you really think about it, are we alive?
And we've lost Darren. So when he comes back, he will continue with that line. Are we alive or are we just breathing? But having said that, I also think there's another quote that says, are we just existing? Are we making something? Are we living or just existing? So think about that one. While we wait for Darren to come back, welcome to Pop-Up Stage. I am Meg, and of course, my co-host is Darren Tay from An Honest Mistake. And every Friday, we bring you new releases on the show. And I think we have new releases on the show, and we want to bring as many local tunes to you. Because we have so much to offer here in Malaysia. So let's see if we have Darren. Hey!
Yes. Yeah. Talking about alive, right? Yeah. And then my laptop decides to die. So
The irony.
Yeah, right. But it's
So
cool.
are
It's cool. I'm on
What
my
was the
phone,
line that
so-
you were saying? Are we really
Yeah. So are we
alive?
alive? Are we alive or just breathing? So I think this line is so beautiful. Because I mean, are we just existing? Or are we living life? Are we really alive? So I think that is something that is, very, very cool. Yeah. But
Absolutely.
anyway, so
Really.
Pop-Up
All right.
Stage, you guys who are listening in and watching, this is a show where we play you the latest releases from local Malaysian artists and sometimes regional. Yeah.
That's
So if
it.
you guys have a new track out, you want have a story to tell, please get in touch with us because we will be more than happy to play your track and talk to you guys on the show. So yeah.
That's right. For some reason, that effect that's coming off your light and the backlight is making you look really cool, though. It looks like a music
Yeah.
video kind of style.
Music
But-
video lah.
Yeah. Darren, can you turn your phone the other way so
Okay,
we
okay.
can see you more?
Am I
No.
upside down?
Yeah, your phone's supposed to turn, not you.
Okay, wait. I
You
think.
have to adjust the top part.
Wait, okay. Camera. 2 facing back. Okay, for
No.
some strange reason,
You can't. Okay, it's fine.
I can't.
No worries.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's time for us to bring
like,
on our
Am I
second.
upside down now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So it doesn't flip and become across. I don't know why.
Okay, I think it's on your settings on the top where it's either portrait or allowed to be horizontal. So that one is the one that you need to adjust, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's time for us to bring on our next guest.
Yeah.
They are a duo. Yeah, they're from the band. Oh no, we lost Darren again from the band Wanted Symphony, and they too have dropped a new single, a collaboration, and I believe it's a first collaboration that they've done. So let's bring them on. We've got Daniel and Ruben. Hello, guys. How are y'all?
Hi.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Mike.
Hi.
Happy New Year! Since this is the
Happy New
first
Year.
time I'm speaking to you in
Yeah.
2021.
Happy New Year.
So how are things? How are things going so far?
Well, as good as it can get, I suppose. I think the last time we spoke was also during the MCO, and it's kind of I don't know. It's funny how MCO brings about all these shows, and it's fun. It's I guess is a good way to connect with our audience, and so yeah, thanks for having us on the show.
Anytime, guys, anytime. Now, I've heard the track through your Insta stories, and I gotta say that little bit made me feel it felt like a very romantic track, and I kind of love it. So, tell us more. Tell us the story behind "Disappear" and what inspired it.
Okay, so it's not that much of a of a romantic track as it is something that is nostalgic, I would say. So I think when we wrote this song, it was really based off the feeling of nostalgia, right? Like going back to a place where you kind of left your heart, right? I'm sure you've been on like a holiday or a trip or someplace, or you met someone that kind of make you feel like, I really should be back there right now. So I think that's essentially the kind of feeling that we hope to evoke from the song. But as as we like to say, as creators, as music creators, when we share our art with the world, it's really how people interpret it. Like we might have one meaning in our mind when we write it, but the beauty of it is that it's really up to our listeners how they want to apply the song to their current situation. So as long as we make people feel something when they listen to the song, I think as artists, as creative people, I think that's considered a job done lah. essentially.
Achievement unlocked, Che.
Yes.
Okay, so you said that it's a sense of nostalgia of leaving your heart somewhere, and you're just going back in time and reliving that moment. So was it inspired by a true life event for any one of you?
It's
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's like a true life event. I mean, the way we do the way we write our music is pretty much based on things that we go through, people we meet, life experiences, love, heartbreak, things like that. But for the most part, really, I think it's a mixture of a true story and abstract.
Okay.
If that's a good way to put it.
Okay. So what's
Yeah.
the true story behind it, Che? I'm going to pry as much as I can. I don't have much time, but I'm going to correct as much as I can. Lah.
Ruben, come up with some story for this lah.
So Daniel, it's your story to tell. Time to air out some dirty laundry, Daniel.
Well, I think I wrote the song lyrically and of course. So Ruben came in and did a lot of the instrumentation part. Essentially it was written as like a very slow melodic piano piece, right? I had actually just come back from I believe it was 6 months. I can't exactly remember. I was backpacking around Europe, right? And then I came back to Malaysia and I was like, damn, like, the kind of feeling lah, So I think that's when I put pen to paper and came up with the lyrics and, just had this nice, I just kind of had this hook going on in my mind. And then I put it down. I was like, oh, okay, you know what? It sounds a bit catchy. And yeah, so after that, when Ruben officially joined the band, this is one of the first songs that I pitched to him, and I was like, dude, let's do something with this song. Right? So by then, our album was already in the works, and we couldn't do we couldn't really do anything much to the album version of the song because the whole album was kind of electronic pop driven, right? But when Ruben joined us, he brought a very different dynamic to the band, something that I was looking for a very long time, which is essentially going back to our roots. So we grew up in church. We played a lot of acoustic music. We're inspired by a lot of duos. Even bands who like put out acoustic pop R&B stuff. So that's the kind of sound that we wanted to go for. And I think when Ruben came in, we kind of sat down and just decided, you know what, this is what we should be doing with the song. And then this story has another branch as well, because I think when we were in the studio, we kind of ran into Nadira, and she was there, and I think in that moment she heard the song, she was like, you know what, this is something we should all do together, because if she was on this in the show, she will say the same thing as well. I think we all kind of felt connected to the song in a way, how it hit us individually. So we decided to put a collaboration together, and boom, this is what you get.
Right. So he kind of answered my next question as to why did you want to collaborate with Nadira. Now I'm going to backtrack a little bit on your story. You mentioned when Ruben joined us. Now I understand Wanted Symphony is 2 people, right? The 2 of
Yes.
you. Or is there another person that I don't know of?
No, no.
I think
they
Daniel,
joined us.
you need to tell them the whole story. Like I know this story, but you
The
need to
whole
let
Wanted
Mac
Symphony
know and
background.
let everybody else know what's up.
Okay, so Ruben, let's do this. Okay, so I'll tell half of the story, and then you tell the other half, like what we normally do.
Okay. Go ahead. Start off.
So Wanted Symphony started as a 5-piece band, right? We were a
Okay.
5-piece alternative rock band, right? So like every other young up and coming wannabe musician, I was like, you know what, let's start a rock band, because I used to listen to a lot of stuff like 30 Seconds to Mars, Switchfoot, Paramore, I don't know, the whole that whole bunch of guys from that day and age.
Right, yep.
And we were really inspired by them and all the bands that came up during that time. I think we all just wanted to rock out and have a good time. So I think that's how Wanted Symphony really started. I got a bunch of guys together from college, and yeah, we started making music. We started playing a lot of shows. We went places, man. Like we really went places. I think
Nice.
those were the days that live shows were king. People would come out and watch us, and you would have like we would go and play like college shows. We did mini tours. You name it, we've pretty much done it. And then I think in 2016, 2017, things started to switch, right? The age of digital music distribution and all that started coming up. So we also had to kind of realign ourselves with the way the music industry was going. And I think some of the guys also decided that they had other priorities. They should focus on career, life, and things like that, which is really no fault of theirs. I think they have every right to do that. So that's kind of where we went our separate ways. And then sometime in the middle during that time, I was already, I was already, pretty much hanging in a balance, deciding what to kind of do with Wanted Symphony, right? We've achieved so much in the short time that we were together, and I think at the time I was unwilling to let anything go at the moment. So I was like, you know what? Let's kind of see where we can go from here. And then I had a show. I was organizing a show back then called Soundstruck. It was essentially it's basically a monthly music series where I would curate a few acts every month to come and perform. So the show used to be held at the B. So I think a lot of musicians today might remember that show. It used to be quite a monthly affair where people would really come out and just support their friends and So it was during that time where I met Ruben, right? He came, he was one of the performers for the show. And this is where Ruben takes over the story.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I got called to play for Soundstruck, which for me at the time was such a big achievement, because Soundstruck was at the time one of the shows where if you get in, if you are called to play, is like super amazing. So yeah, I got called to play, and that's where I met Daniel. And I think while I was doing my sound check, so I was early, so I was doing my sound check, and Daniel was like, "Oh, this fella can really sing, huh?" Because when I sent him my videos and when I sing live, it's very different. So he
Yeah.
told that, and that night was super funny because that was the first time I had ever met Daniel, and we did an impromptu cover of "Perfect" by Ed Sheeran that night. Like during Daniel's set, I just came on stage and we did a very spontaneous cover of it, and it sounded really good. Well, to me. So yeah, after that, we kept hanging out. We got really close. We used to hang out at the Mama like 3, 4, 5 times a week. You know, and he also asked me to play for some of his other shows. So there was a couple that we played, and then I think in the beginning of 2018, we were just sitting at the Mama, and he was just like, "Bro, you're just a part of Wanted Symphony now," lah." And I was like, "Okay." So yeah, he didn't give me a choice or anything. He just told me. I'm like,
Oi,
His informal decision to put you into the band.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's kind of like a relationship, when you know, you just know.
Yes, I have to agree. Okay, so thank you for that backstory about how Wanted Symphony came together. Now back to Disappear. How did it feel working with Nadira? How was that that collaboration like with her? Is this going to be the first and the last, or would it be a start to many more?
I think it was a really amazing experience. Nadira is a true professional, and she's she's really, really good. She's really, really talented. I think I met Nadira a long time back as well. She's like a veteran in the scene, right? And she put out a lot of good stuff over the years. So guys, if you're listening, please do go and check out Nadira's stuff. She's really good, right? And
Yep.
I think for me personally, when we got together to do this, this idea together, the feeling was a bit overwhelming because it's like having another artist being a part of your track. I don't know, but for me it felt like it was a really, really big honor, right? And especially to have someone of Nadira's caliber, bring something new to a song that we wrote, right? It's truly an amazing feeling, right? And to see her turn the song into her own as well. So yeah, I mean, this as much as much as we wrote the song, I think we really got to give credit where it's due, and I think this wouldn't have happened without Nadira. So yeah, Nadira, if you're listening, thank you.
Aw.
Yeah.
So do you hope, or the next time when you write a song, do you hope that you could collaborate with her again?
Yeah, I would definitely be open to that. Certainly. I think our voices go very well together. Yeah, so yeah, definitely open to
Yeah.
that possibility.
That is true, man. I mean, like, yeah, just to jump in a little bit. So the guys actually worked with Nadira like the first time ever, because I was involved. The first time was when you guys did the Christmas track.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the first one, and then after that there was an acoustic version of your song, Best Part, and then later on we decided, okay, we should do this track as well, because I think, like, I'm just speaking on behalf of Nadira, because I discovered Disappear. I mean, I've always seen it perform live, but I discovered the version on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, and there was there's a filter on it and all that, and it was just very piano based, so. And I really liked how it sounded. So I sent that track to Nadira and I told her, hey, maybe you should actually, jump on this track and do something as well, and then, she heard it obviously. And then she's like, I have to do it. So then came the story of meeting you guys and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. Like both your voices, in fact, like all three of you, like definitely complement each other. And that is what makes a good track. It's not just the lyrics, it's not just the music, but obviously, a track that is vocally driven has to sound good. So yeah, man, I mean, great effort, dude. Like, I think it's a great song, and a lot of people need to hear it. So yeah.
Now, when I mentioned, it was a very romantic track, I was talking about the vibe that it gave you. When you listen to the music, it does give you that little romance vibe, and it's very nice to just sit and chill with. You want to vibe to it, lah. So it's really cool. You can actually go check it out. Where is the track available right now?
So it's up everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. I think all the major streaming platforms. Yeah. So yeah, it's basically available everywhere.
Is this your first collaboration project?
Officially, yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. And who else do you hope to collaborate with? Now, 2021 is a brand new year. It's got another 11 months left. So I'm sure you guys are already working on new music. So if you could collaborate with anyone else, who would you want to do it with?
Ruben, you have anyone in mind? Because we actually haven't talked about this yet.
Yeah,
but-
we haven't really decided.
Yeah, we haven't really decided yet. But the thing is, because we are working towards so yeah, sneak peek, we are actually working towards putting out an acoustic album this year. Yeah, so that's already kind of in the works. But for those of you who who didn't know, actually the whole of last year we were staggeredly putting out our debut album, which consists of like 8 tracks. So now we are down to the last one, and that will be released I think sometime next month as well. So let's see where that goes, and then after that I think the full focus will be on putting out that acoustic, because we kind of want to go back to where our roots lie. We're always talking about like going back to our roots and really putting out something that is really us. I think that's the that's the story we kind of want to tell. So in terms of collaborations, we'll get back to you when we've discussed.
when we talked about
Okay,
it.
so you guys haven't decided as a band, but personally, I'm sure deep down inside you, you know who you already want to collaborate if you had a chance, right?
This one next level correct lah. This one.
Are we talking local and international or just local?
Let's talk about local.
Local, wow. Oh, okay. There is this one band who I really love. It's a pop punk band. They're called Night Skies and Visions.
Yep.
So if maybe we could do something with but it's very different music styles. But I would love to work with them because they're awesome people. I know all of them, and it's my kind of music. So yeah.
Okay, Daniel.
I think probably a dream collab for me would be, to do something with one of the Singapore artists. I really love the style of, how Gentle Bones does his music, for example. It's something that I think I would really love to explore. That would be like a dream collab for me. And some of the other guys in that same space as well, like Sam Willows, but I don't think they're like that active anymore right now. Yeah. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, so perhaps one of the guys in that space.
See, I told you deep down got one. As a band, you guys may not have decided, but yeah. Personally, that's always
I mean, like, it's funny that you mentioned Sam Willows, because I just had a chat. I mean, Mac, we just had a chat with, Ben
Benjamin,
and also Joel from Gentle Bones last week, And those guys, I know them personally. They've been putting out music like non-stop, So even though like Sam Willows is no longer a band, but individually those guys are still putting out music. Like John has his own thing going, Sandra and also Noel. Everybody has their own solo career now. So,
that's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah.
All right. So for those of you watching Pop-Up Stage, it's time for us to bring you that sneak peek, that little preview of Disappear by Wanted Symphony and Nadira right here on Pop-Up Stage.
Okay.
But delay. Oh no!
We're just awkwardly staring at the camera.
No, my laptop is dead. It's alive now. It's just that once I connect everything, then it'll just shut down again.
Okay, apparently, on our back end, also the battery died, so that's why. But
yeah,
we will try and figure out the preview
But no
in
worries. Yeah. So
yeah, in the
yeah,
meantime.
Mac. Sorry, he was saying. Sorry, I cut in.
Yeah. So guys, how long did it take y'all to work on this track?
How long was it? Like,
Was it-
was it? I think
I
a
think
couple of months.
a month, maybe a month or so,
It
right?
wasn't that long.
Yeah.
lah. Surprisingly, it wasn't that long.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I
because
think
we
like
were-
the process was quite quick. I think you guys did the piano and the guitar at home.
yeah, we did.
Then
yeah.
you sent it over, and then I think right after that we all just went straight to the studio and then just kind of like recorded the vocals there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the process, yeah, I think well over a month maybe. Yeah, but it was
Just-
all quick lah, easy lah.
Mm.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna be able to show y'all the preview because our
Oh,
back end has
no.
also died.
Yeah. No
Right.
worries.
It's okay. We will play you. Is there a music video?
Music
Um,
video when
Yeah. So I think that's so that's the next part of things. It's already done. The video is already done, and
Yeah.
I think we just kind of have to see how the song picks up first, and then after that, that'll be the next part
yeah.
of the push for the song, which we feel is very important because these days, music is all not just about the audio experience, but it's also about the visual experience as well. So I think that's something that we considered way before we got started on this, and so yeah, I think it will be out really soon.
Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me try and play it and see if we can have that preview of Disappear right here on Pop-Up Stage.
Oh, I left my heart where it should be. And oh, I never want to leave this place. Oh, tell me why this has to end. Can we disappear now?
Very nice, very nice. Now Darren has disappeared.
Yeah.
Darren disappeared now. The fella disappeared. So guys, congrats on this collab. It's a
Thank
really
you,
nice
thank you.
song. I really love it, So I'm gonna wish you guys all the best on that one and more that you've mentioned that you guys are already working on. So 2021 looks very promising for I think a lot of music makers or artists out there because it gives you more time to work on your craft as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we already kind of expected, this is going to happen again. So everyone is like, you know what? Let's prepare for 2020 to repeat itself and more of the same strategy and how to improve on that.
2020 season 2.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
You said, let's see how we can improve on what we've been doing, So that's great. That's positivity there itself. So I think at this point in time where everything's just so negative, we need a lot of that. So yeah.
Mm.
Keep shining your light on others, man. So it's time for us to play What's on Your Mind. We'll ask you just 3 questions and you give us an answer each, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I think you guys will like these questions. But Mac, I think you should ask the first one because I want to ask the second one.
Okay, Ken. All right. So the first question is if you could disappear to somewhere right now, where would it be?
Oh wow.
I'll start with Daniel first.
Um,
And you cannot say Langkawi. Cannot say
yeah,
Langkawi.
I just came back from Langkawi. Where? Anywhere in the world?
Yeah. You're gonna go back to Europe, right? On your backpacking trip.
I'll probably disappear to like Iceland or something lah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll like live under the waterfall.
Got girl there lah. That's why he wrote that song.
no wonder lah. Ruben, where would you disappear to?
Probably New Zealand, just because it's such a chill place, and you live with more sheep than humans.
And they got no COVID cases.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The COVID-free country. Okay, well
Yeah.
done, New Zealand. Man. All right, question number 2.
Okay, question number 2. Okay, if you're facing a massive problem, do you face it straight on or you disappear and allow it to solve itself?
wow.
Uh, it usually depends on the problem. I think not all problems require the same type of approach, but for the most part, I'm the kind of guy that usually faces my problems head on, because I like to solve things like there and then.
Yeah.
I don't like to drag things on. I don't like to go to bed, worrying about something as
Yeah.
much as I can. So yeah, usually the direct approach works better for me.
Okay.
True. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Ruben?
Ruben?
I agree with Daniel. It does depend on the problem, and like he said, not all problems have the same kind of solution. But yeah, I think I'm also like Daniel. I would rather, um, you know, if it's a problem with somebody, I'd rather go and talk to them about it. Or if it's my girlfriend, I rather solve the problem there. There, I don't want to go to bed angry or anything like that. Yeah. So yeah, I would rather face the problem head on.
Very nice.
Terrible, you guys. I'm like, okay, if I'm fighting my husband, I just want to go to sleep. I don't want to hear anymore. Okay, the third question. What song to you allows your mind to disappear and just calm down when faced with adversities?
For me right now, it's "Pictures of Mountains" by Cody Fry. It's a beautiful song. It's like a super dreamy, like it's similar in a similar vein to, like, funnily enough, right? It's in a similar vein to a lot of the things that I write. But the way, especially these guys, how they put the music together, how they put the lyrics together, it's just really beautiful. So it gives you that kind of feeling, like, so yeah, you just listen and you're like, everything's gonna be okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ruben?
Well, this is a very, very tough question to answer, because there's a lot that I actually listen to. But most recently, I think the song that has been affecting me the most is it's called "What Would You Do" by Bastille. I'm literally super obsessed with the band right now. Yeah, it's a really good song, and the way it's written, the story that he's trying to tell is so amazing. And yeah, that's "What Would You Do" by Bastille.
Nice. All right. So there you go. That's all the questions on what's on your mind. Once again, congratulations on Disappear. What
Thank
are
you.
your hopes for this track?
Well, I guess what are our hopes for this track? I guess, well, like as Daniel put it just now, on a more personal note, as long as it touches somebody and makes them feel something, I guess for me personally, that would be the best thing to happen. Even if we touch even just one person, I feel as musicians, as songwriters, we would have done our job. But obviously, we also want the song to blow up, and a lot of people know it and enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
he said.
That's like the easy way out.
I think we for me, I really hope that this will set the stage for the type of music that we want to put out, put more out of in the future, I think. And yeah, of course, whenever we put out something, we hope people will listen, we hope people will like it. But again, music is a very subjective thing. So in a way, as long as people react to it, people listen to it, they like it, they come back to us, they tell us, hey, you know what, this song touched me, or what, even if it's one person, right? Even if it's one person, like Ruben said. So I think we've done our job fairly well. So yeah, that's what I hope for.
Nice. Very nice. All right, guys. So thank you once again for joining us on Pop-Up Stage this Friday afternoon. I'm going to wish you all the best in everything you do. And don't forget, for those of you who are watching, go stream the song. It's a beautiful track. All right. So from Pop-Up Stage, you guys have a great day. And we'll...
Thank you, Meg. Thanks, Darren.
All right, see you, man.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, so there you go. We've had two sets of artists joining us on Pop-Up Stage this afternoon, and we want you to go check out their music as well, because it's available on all the major streaming platforms, and it can help you, it can help you get through your day. Trust me. Okay, the music sounds great, Che. Okay, on Pop-Up Stage, we bring you all the as much as we can. Okay, we bring you as many local music as we can every Friday, and we try to inject it here, there, and everywhere. So we've come to the final segment of the day, which is our pop-up picks, where Darren and I will pick a song each to end the show, and then you can go check it out.
Yeah.
So it's based on
Yeah.
the theme, basically, right?
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna pick one track.
Okay, Chok, wait, we must tell them the theme first.
Okay,
So
yeah,
first,
tell them.
in 6 states and 3 federal territories, we have been put on the lockdown, or the MCO, the movement control order, where our movement is technically restricted lah. So we got to stay at home. But we kind of saw this coming. So we wanted to choose songs that we felt best describe our feelings for MCO 2.0. So Darren, what is your track?
Okay, I will play your track first, and
Okay.
we're gonna do about a minute into the song. Okay.
Okay,
So,
the reason I actually chose this track is because it says, I'm confused and I'm living in confusion and it's never ending, because the confusion part is why only 6 states. You know what I mean? It should be like the whole country. Yeah. And we also know that this is never going to end for as long as there is movement and, you know, with the virus in the community. So it leaves me in that kind of mindset, mind frame,
yeah.
or frame of mind.
Okay, cool. So her track, Mac's track, is by a really cool artist called Hey J. This
That's
song's called Never End. Okay, so I'm gonna jump to the first minute of the song. So you guys should really check it out. You know, if you're into like grassroots, you know, just raw and honest stuff, you will like this one. Here we go.
All the fiction becomes the truth. Do they know? I kick myself back every day. Your honesty is killing me. Too much burden is hard to carry. Your trust is like a tooth decay. And I'm in every way. Little hope. Are you there? Won't you save me? It's hard to bear. Do they know? I keep myself again.
Yeah, that's the song, man. I think it's got a very 90s grunge vibe, you know. So, yeah. And if for some strange reason, like grunge is making a comeback, you know, there are a lot of Malaysian grunge bands, you know, it's crazy.
I think music generally is on a circle, you know, it kind of comes back. Yeah.
It's true. That's true. You know, earlier on we were talking about like Irina and, you know, Hira making songs that's like
Have
very
80s sound. Yeah.
80s synth, you know, kind of thing. Yeah. But that being said, like my pick, okay, this is not on Spotify, not on anywhere that you can check out. So the track earlier is by Hey J, so make sure you all check it out. But this one is a track that, I mean, lately I've been listening to a lot of heavy stuff. And, you know, I've been, you know, just trying out new things, you know, being creative and all that. So this is actually a track that I had written just for fun. You know, it's about 1 minute long, not very long at all. In fact, I think it's like 45 seconds. But I'll play it for you guys. It's heavy, you know, it's got me screaming and all that. But this is actually really how I feel, you know. And this is like my entire outlook of what the entire pandemic and COVID, and especially the fact that the cases are constantly going up. Okay, so here there are just like 6 or 7 lines. Okay, I'm just going to read it to you guys. So the line says, "Is this the dawn of redemption? Is this a sign of salvation? Through the fire and the flames, I will survive. I will be refined."
Wow.
And then continues, "The end is here. Who will be our savior? Will this be the end, or are these footsteps to our failure?"
Phew.
Like, that's exactly how I feel, you know, like who's gonna save us, you know? Like in this pandemic, like who's gonna save us except ourselves, you know? So will this be the end, or are these footsteps of our failure? Meaning, like, are we just going to continue to ignore the fact that there is a pandemic and ignore all these signs and just continue just being whatever lah? Okay lah, tak kisah lah, you know. So anyway, this is the song. Okay, so I hope you guys are able to hear it. Okay, let's see.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a very angry track.
Yeah. Like, I've been listening to a lot of heavy stuff, you know, and kind of like just going back to my roots as well, lah. And I've been, so throughout this entire pandemic, I have also learned to, create stuff at home and just try my hand at production, So that's kind of what it is. So that's what I came up with, and yeah. So
That's your pick.
yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us on Pop Up Stage this Friday afternoon. If you are releasing a brand new track, whether you're a retro artist or you're new and upcoming, or you're already in the in the business and people know you want to promote your track, just get in touch with us either through our own personal social media platforms or through AFO. All right. We are waiting for you to hit us up. So get in touch with us either through Facebook or Instagram. And of course, every Friday, that's what we hope to bring you. Okay. We bring you local music to get you more acquainted to all the local talent that is available here in our very own backyard. Okay. So this has been the end of the show, or rather, this is the end of the show. This has been Pop Up Stage. Darren, anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, so next week we'll be back here, same time, same place, 12 p.m. all the way to 1 p.m. We'll be talking to some really, really cool artists. And I hope you guys like the new concept as well. There's a bit of a bulletin board, there's a bit of our picks, and, obviously the interviews, which are always great. So, yeah. So I guess that's it. We'll see you guys again next week. So take care and have a good weekend. Yeah.
Bye-bye. Mwah.